Az új játéknak.
Te meg öltözzél fel. Megfázol.
Mert amúgy
Csukd be az ajtót, mert föl fog kelni az öcséd. No. Így csinálunk. Azt mondja, login with Twitch. Persze. Egy pillanat, csak itt beállítok valamit. Enable. Disable. Ennyi. Na, sziasztok! Frissen kipihenten folytassuk a Vampyrt. Vampyr. Én is Vampyr vagyok, nézzétek meg. Na, tehát ott tartottunk, hogy...
I cannot enter.
Hogy... Kövessem a gyíkos nyomait. És betévedtünk valami fogadóba. Tavernaszerűségbe. Ciao. Jó reggelt neked is. Na várjál. Valahol itt voltak a vérfoltokat van. Vampiro. Vampiro. Ide menjünk be.
It's locked, all right.
Na tehát.
You again. What can I do for you?
Why is it going to be a long night?
You must be new around here. Don't you know about the murders?
Tell me more about these murders.
Every morning for the last few weeks, bodies have been found. And those poor sods didn't die of flu.
Tell me more about these murders.
Every morning for the last few weeks, bodies
Nem
have
lehet
been
lenyomkodni? Jó,
found.
akkor nem
And those poor
kérdezzük meg
sods
kétszer
didn't die
ugyanazt.
of flu.
Do the police have any leads on a suspect?
Even before the outbreak, coppers never came round here. We're on our own. People die in these parts all the time, and no one cares.
Where am I? Where is this place?
You're at my bar, sir, the Turquoise Turtle. The last ray of light in this dangerous part of
Aha,
town.
türkiszteknős.
Aren't you scared?
Scared of what? All the bad shit happens out on the foggy streets. And I never go outside.
So you're open all night?
Yep. Figured people might need a place to rest in these dark times.
Okay.
I'm looking for someone who might have passed through here recently. Wondered if you might help.
It's been quiet tonight. The only other person I've seen went straight up to his room. Thought it was kind of rude, actually.
You mean he's still here?
Well, yeah. He paid for the entire week.
How long has he been here?
He rented the room a few days ago and didn't say when he'd leave.
Who is this man? What does he look like?
Well, like a gentleman, I guess. Well-dressed, quite polite. A professor or something fancy like that. Always writing, reading notes.
I need to meet this man. I have questions.
Just climb the stairs and knock on the first door. I heard him open his window, so I guess he's still awake. And, sir...
Yes?
No funny business, you hear me? This is a respectable establishment.
Jól van. Ó, kaptam XP-t azért, mert beszélgettem. Te ki vagy?
Good evening, sir. I wondered if I could ask for your help.
Wow, you look like you need a drink.
Yes. I apologize for my outfit. It's been a long night.
Been there, seen that. Don't worry, things can only get worse.
Has anybody entered the bar recently?
Can't say. Sorry. I spent the night making love to that gorgeous bolt, see?
This is important, sir. Are you sure no one has come in here in the last few hours?
I don't know and I don't care. This is a free country. People still have the right to come and go,
Akkor a
don't they?
segítség vagy.
What's going on around here? It's
Igen,
like
csak
everybody is hiding.
magyarítani
You
csak
must be new
PC-n.
here. Have you not heard about the murders? Everybody fears the return of the sewer dog.
Who is this sewer dog?
It's the local bogeyman. Convenient answer for every crime that happened for decades. You murdered someone, blame the sewer dog, eh?
You make it sound like it's a fairy tale.
People will always believe in monsters. It's easier than accepting their own darkness. We can all be monsters.
Jogos.
I'll leave you to your bottle then.
Ja. Hello, Carl.
Hello, sir. Are you all right? Is there any way I can help you?
I don't know. Maybe you could just talk to me.
Maybe you prefer to speak with Tom then. He's more agreeable talking to strangers.
I just want to talk. I didn't mean to scare you.
I'm not afraid, sir. It's just I've other customers to take care of.
I only see one customer.
Oh. Well, yeah, of course. I mean, I best check on them.
What's going on around here? Where is everyone?
Too many dead, sir. First the epidemic. Now all these terrible murders.
The murders. What can you say about them?
Bodies found in the streets every morning. Drained of blood. It's just horrible. Some say the sewer dog is back.
The sewer dog. What's that?
Csatorna
No
kutya.
one knows. People have always disappeared around these parts. The ancients say it's the sewer dog coming out to feed. But now he's killing in the streets.
What have you heard about the epidemic?
There's a Spanish flu. Yeah. Killed so many last summer. Thought we'd seen the last of it. Dozens dying every week.
Are the
Okay.
authorities doing anything?
Nothing. There are so many quarantine zones in London now. It's gotten really
Tehát
hard to
nem-
travel across town.
Nem a pestis,
What is this place?
hanem a
This is
spanyol
Tom's
láthal.
bar, the Turquoise Turtle. I'm the barmaid here, Sabrina, if you want to know.
Are you always open this late at night?
No, it's only since the epidemic started. Tom thought that people may need a safe place to stay.
Köszi. Szeretem is.
You
Jó-
don't seem to
jóféle.
have much business. Where is everybody?
Well, most people are sleeping right now. And those that are awake tend to avoid going out. What with the murders and all.
70 körül volt. 70 000, mit tudom, hány száz valami.
I'll leave then. Thank you.
There's gotta be something
Jó,
done
akkor ez
about
meg
this
volt.
bullshit mess. No?
Van zöld hátterem is, csak PS4-en a saját belső stream előszarjával nem tudom beállítani, hogy eltüntesse, úgyhogy felsállítom. Majd csak PC-nél.
Giving me a laugh.
This is no place for you.
Ja, láttad? Jó,
Freeman
király.
has several patrols roaming the area.
They do not pursue me.
But they're looking for vampires, and they're most efficient.
They'll not relent until the killer has been identified.
I have a common objective, but I require...
I think someone is eavesdropping.
Are you certain? You might as well come in, whoever you are.
Slowly, vampire. Who are you? I mean you no harm, saith the vampire. Present yourself.
I need a word. With anyone.
Well, that's something I can do for you.
Kurva jó amúgy. Meg lehet állítani? Valahogy. Aha, pillanat. Marhára tetszik, hogy úgymond elképzelték, hogy milyen lehet egy vámpír szemszögéből, hogyha keresztet tartanak felé. És így hirtelen egy ilyen visszataszító, hatalmas fénysugár kereszt formájába mozdul ilyen bírok. Marha jól nézett ki. Tetszik az ötlet nagyon. Kérdezhetsz? Kérdezzél.
And who might you be?
Dr. Edgar Swansea. 6000 XP-s blood quality. Mi a szar? Pilar. Ő az itteni közösségnek az embere. A fő embere.
I'm not sure that I know anymore.
Might I at least learn the reason of your presence?
That's none of your concern.
Sir, you have entered my room in the middle of the night, pale as a corpse and shaking like a tree. So please, indulge me.
Someone is molesting people. In fact, killing them. Biting them.
The calling card of a vampire. Like you.
I've been hunted down in the streets and attacked. I'm a victim here too.
I believe you.
Then if you are not a vampire, who or what are you?
Dr. Edgar Swansea of the Brotherhood of St. Paul. I'm performing an independent investigation here in an attempt to understand precisely what is going on.
And what exactly is this Brotherhood?
Sir, if the name is not familiar to you, then we shall discuss it another time.
I heard another voice, that of a woman. Who were you talking to?
Ridiculous. I've no idea what you're talking about.
Something tells me not to trust you.
Then the feeling is mutual.
What have you uncovered concerning the murders?
It started a few nights ago. Rumors of violent murders. The docks have always been, shall we say, somewhat unsavory. But this is different.
How different?
A vampire is at work here. Famished. Reckless. It must be brought to ground, and quickly.
Then help me find the culprit.
I may. If you'll first tell me why you opened this door.
I followed a trail. The scent of blood from a recent victim.
Magika, figyelj ide! Tényleg vegyél föl egy nadrágot legalább? De muszáj lesz, mert különben nem jöhetsz be. Akkor add ide és én segítek. Csak hozz egyet, jó? Nem rohangálhatsz mesztelenül a szobába, amikor streamelek, mert fölmászol valamire. Azzal mi lett? Egy pillanat. Gyerünk. Nem lehetsz, océnon amikor streamelek. Hozzá gyorsokat meg. Ülés. Na. Azt mondja... PS4-es szervizer volt, újra telepítve. Játékaid megvannak. De újra le kell tölteni, és mindent előre kell... Nem, úgy van, hogy a játékokat le kell töltened újra, mert valószínű formázták a meghajtót. De a mentéseidet a felhőből tudod szinkronizálni, hogyha van felhőd. Tehát, hogyha van online tárhelyed, úgymond PS Plus ilyesmi, és nem offline volt az összes mentésed, akkor nem kell előre kezdened mindent. Ha minden mentés csak és kizárólag még USB-n sem volt, hanem csak a PS4-en, akkor buktad, igen, akkor mindent előről kell kezdeni.
Let me hear. You thought I was your aggressor. That explains a great deal. We are both chasing the same shadow.
Perhaps. This is all new to me. I'm not even certain what I'm looking for.
You should let me handle this affair. You've no idea what you're up against.
No. I will find the monster. He is mine.
How will you do any better than I? But then let me ask you this. What are your intentions if you find the killer?
I will at last have the answers to my questions.
Then I can only wish you good hunting. And pray we shall meet again.
No. Megbeszélgettük a megbeszélgetést. Interrogate locals.
Would you be so kind as to leave the room?
No.
It's locked.
I think I'm losing my mind. I should just
If Swansea is not my attacker, it means somebody else came here tonight. Someone must know something.
Hello.
Welcome back. Did you find what you were after?
I can't say I have. Are you sure no one else came into your bar before I arrived?
Hey, I told you, you were the only other stranger I've had.
Hint required.
I think you're hiding something from me.
I hide many things from many people, sir. That's what my job's about.
Goodbye, Mr. Watts.
Damn it.
Hello, sir. May I disturb you again?
You're still ugly as sin.
I'll leave you to your bottle then.
Nem. Viszont Sabrinához van egy hintem.
Evening, sir. Can I help you?
I have a few questions for you.
Well, if you must.
I spoke to Dr. Swansea. He's not the man I'm looking for. Now, I want the truth.
The truth? What do you mean?
I suspect that someone else was here tonight, and I don't think Tom wants to tell me about it.
I'm just the barmaid here, okay? If Tom says you're the only visitor we had, then you're the only visitor we had.
I can feel your fear, madam. Please, tell me what's going on.
It's Will. William Bishop. He came in here earlier tonight and he... Well, I thought he was going to clock someone.
Na. Pillanat, felöztöztetem a gyereket. Dehogy is.
Póló.
Az nem póló. Póló az rövid ujjú. Általában. Na. Lesz normális netem is? Hát én nagyon remélem, hogy lesz normális netem is. Nem tudom, hogy mikor. Majd kérdezgetem a Telekomot, hogy van már? Ott vagyunk már?
Why are you so afraid?
I mean his skin. His hands. I scrubbed every glass and every chair that he touched. God, I hope it's not contagious.
What happened tonight?
He was dead drunk as usual. My God, his eyes. His face. He must have caught something awful. He shouted and cried. It was terrible.
Tell me about this William Bishop.
Will was a sailor who worked at the canning factory before he lost that job. A nice bloke, really. He's never been violent. Until tonight.
Why keep it a secret? Why not tell me about it?
Tom's nothing if not loyal. After Will lost his job, he offered him one ear. They used to be good mates. But recently, well... Will started to get very aggressive.
I see. Thank you for your candor. I'll be sure to talk to Tom.
Look, I told you everything.
There's gotta be something can be done to get out of
I
this
hope I live long
bullshit
enough to
mess.
see them wet boots.
Hello.
You again. What can I do for you?
Tom, talk to me about the visit from your old friend, William.
Yes, Will came by tonight, but he's not my friend anymore.
Why lie to me if he is not your friend?
I didn't lie. I said you were my only unannounced customer, and that's the truth.
Who is he?
William, just an old sailor who loves his gin too much. He worked for years at the canning factory before it closed.
Is he dangerous?
Yeah, like many drunks, he's all bark and no bite. He can barely stand up most of the time.
How was he tonight? Was he different?
Sicker than usual, perhaps. He whined and mumbled about how mean people were to him and how he'd like to talk to me outside, and then he left when I refused.
Okay.
I need to find him. It's a matter of urgency. Do you know where he is?
You could try his boat. It's up by the North Pier. He sleeps there when he's too drunk to get home.
Please describe him to me.
What do you expect? He's a tall, sick bastard with a bad rash and torn old clothes. William used to be strong. Now he's a mess.
Thank you, Tom.
If you see him, tell him I don't want him back here unless he cleans up his act, okay?
Mi van? Mit akarsz? Hát,
There's gotta be
beszélgetni
something
kell.
can be done to get out of this bullshit mess. No?
Ha ebben megyek, akkor mi van? Nem szólnak érte. Na jó. Megvan az úti célunk. Valami hajó. 22 méterre arra. Nem tudom, nem akarok beesni a vízbe. Limehouse.
I will get to the bottom of this intrigue. What's been done to me? To this city?
Inspect the boats. Az ott. Látom, hogy nem enged beleesni a vízbe. Úgyhogy nem is lehet beleesni.
The body is still warm. This man has just been drained of blood. This man was armed. He tried to defend himself. What's this? Some sort of note.
Ez micsoda? Prevent orders.
Meghalt az a fiú. Ott valaki.
Locate the beast and purge it quickly. Jó.
These men, they're a
Vampyr
company of professional vampire hunters. Blood and empty gin bottles. This bishop fellow is something of a heavy drinker.
Yeah.
This corpse has been dried of its blood, just like the previous victim. There are blood splats on the other side of the canal. I must reach that barge.
Hogy mi? Hogy oda. Valamit itt is jelez nekem. 30 méterre. Mi a fenét jelzel? Mi van itt? Kukucs. Ó, nézd már. Oda be tudok menni? Vagy le tudok menni? The docks. Nem enged. Na jó van. Itt volt valahol, nem? Aha. Ja, nem. Pont, hogy ide jöttem, és oda kéne átjutnom. Ups. Ez is egy módja. Kicsoda? Hunter. Itt egy Hunter. Aluminium powder, shillings, gondolom.
I cannot enter.
Ez is csukva van. Silently behind an enemy. Yeah. I did my code. Valami van itt. Bullet. Oh.
Ammunition crate. Good.
Limited ammo.
I may need a lot of bullets.
Rendben van.
I feel like I'm back on the front line again.
But I've only been part of the guard 3 weeks to the day. All the more reason to shut up.
Enemy card. Oh. Van itt minden. Orange medium resist, és a high resist a piros. Aha, tehát a ranged-re nagyon resist. Shadow-t egyáltalán nem reziszteli, nagyon helyes, azzal fogjuk megölni.
there's a bloodsuckers dug in here, you've got one job.
Szavasz. Common handle part. Milyen jó, hogy ilyen közel álltak egymáshoz. Igen, itt a vérfolt. Oh, aha. Csá. Szóval ez egyetlen? Hát akkor te megkapod hátulról. Vagy ha a ketten vagytok, akkor ilyet kaptok. Ha. Nem. Adja egy kis vér. Még egy kicsit. Legyek már fel. Jó. Patkányok. Aha, oké. Patkányokat meg lehet keresni ezzel. Ott rohangálnak és meg lehet enni őket. Kicsit körbe kell nézni. Láda. Bullet, aluminium powder. Nincs. Semmi.
Don't come closer, sir.
Fire Executioner. Micsoda, nagy már leessél, béna. Don't come closer, sir. Majd én eldöntöm, hogy kihez megyek közel, meg mikor. Hello. Nagy. Shillings, bullets. Olyan. Kukucs. Lefrészelt shotgun. Az jó. Az jó. És hogyan kell használni? Így kell. Offhand. Fűrészelt shotgun. Macséta az még mindig az. Jó. Lefűrészelt shot jól hangzik. És akkor itt nincs más, ha jól láttam. Még itt is van vérfolt. Hát. Ide lefutottunk. Ugrani ugyan nem lehet, de ilyet lehet csinálni. Na jó. Hogy mi? Oda csak így fel lehet menni, így. Fasza. Na jól van. Kukulcs, mi volt ez? Bullet. Csak így a földön. Valahol láttam ellenséget is. Mutatta. Patkányok. Már mindenhol is izé van, bér van. Itt egy új hideout, tök jó. Shillingek. Jó, whatever. Upgrade asztal. Tudunk bármit is upgrade-elni? Esetleg ezt most már. Nincsen LED plate-ünk. Téged. Common trigger part. Téged. De nem tudunk. Jó. Költsük az XP-nket, én azt mondom. Jó. Azt mondja, physical prowess. Stamina. Body condition. Plusz 50 HP. De én ezt megvettem már. Nem? Level 1. Ha, meg is van. Hogy most még ez is itt van. Nagyon jó. És akkor ehhez kell level 6. Oké. Kezdjük el ezt fejleszteni, én azt mondom. Hogy nem lehet csak így belerakni. Csak ha tele is van. Világos. Jó van, egy picivel több HP-nk lett. Hol van? Ja, itt van benne. Látom. Hogy mindenki visszajön? De durva, kaptam 8 XP-t. Hát tényleg nem a combatból fogok szinteket lépni. De nagyon durván reziszteled a Shadow-t. Egy tüzes nyílpuskát, de együtt pusztulat. Hát van valami a földön. Nesze. Azt neked. Common handle part. 5 darab bullet. Meg shilling. Ja, de innen jöttem. Jó, mondjuk XP, akkor már megöljük azt is. Ja. Vagy. Kapok 2 XP-t, mi? Vagy valami ilyesmi. Nem? Semmi? Király, azért kajak semmi se járt. Nagyon jó. Jó, tehát ott volt az, és akkor a hídon kéne átmenni. Tovább keresni a vérfoltokat.
It's locked, all right.
Most kaptam valamiért 10 XP-t, de mi?
The whole building reeks of it. The scent is so strong it makes me dizzy.
Meg mi? Two-handed weapons. Lehet parizni vele. De én nem akarok parizni. Lényegesen nagyobbat sebez. Lassabb is. És 2-szer annyi staminát is használ, viszont nagyobbat sebez.
This place reeks of bloodshed.
Please stop. Just the single frost. You are my dearest friend. You're my last and dearest friend. William, my arm. I can't feel it. Well, please.
This creature is bedeviled. I must put it down.
Ja. Lobbanó véltócsa a legjobb.
Please, stop.
Hogy néz ki ez? Te ki vagy?
Let me go. William was an honorable man. I could have saved him.
Mr. Hampton, are you in there?
I knew him well, another lost soul, a kindred spirit.
Sir, listen to the sound of my voice. I'm a doctor. You're suffering from shock.
I must return to my flock. They'll stray without me.
Vágtuk le a fejét, mi?
Remember, certain skulls are every bit as resistant as we are.
Who are you? What do you mean by skull?
You truly are a newborn. I should have realized.
Wait. You are the woman from the bar. Are you like me? Can you help me?
I believe, sir, I already have.
By George and the Saints, you've solved the mystery of these terrible murders. Patience, good fellows, I've come to offer help. Just give me a moment to secure my boat. We can leave this awful place.
William was not the evil man they claimed. He was just taken by the thirst. He needed this drink.
This man requires medical attention. We'll see he gets to the nearest hospital.
No, please, I must tend to my fold. My flock needs me.
There, sir. Go with the good Dr. Swansea. He's resourceful, and I'm sure he'll take good care of you.
You'd best come as well. The sun is soon to rise, and you'll need a place to rest.
I just need a moment. If I can learn something about what has happened to William, I'll be a step closer to understanding what happened to me.
Hát jó. Gather blood sample. Mindjárt, csak... minden van itt bármi más.
It's locked.
Zárva.
It's locked, all right.
Pénz. Itt ne hagyjuk a pénzt.
This poor creature can't be my maker. Could it be some subspecies of vampire? I must find a place to analyze the blood.
Ennyi. Kaptam egy trófeát. Haj.
Where are we headed?
Yeah.
We're on our way to the Pembroke Hospital. It's just across the canal. They'll have a bed for poor Mr. Hampton.
William was... What manner of creature was he?
Predator, prey, villain, and victim. Who can say? The important thing is that he's been stopped.
Duly noted. And the woman? What... Who is she?
What woman?
Oh, don't play me for a fool. You used me to locate that skull. You must know who she is.
And I thought you a gentleman. You shouldn't talk about a lady behind her back, but I will tell you she values her privacy. Were London as peaceful as she appears from the middle of the canal? If only that were the reality of the situation.
To be honest, I've always tried to avoid this part of town.
Pembroke Hospital is the last bastion between the rest of London and the epidemic. The flu has decimated the East End and the war still rages. Welcome to the front lines of a plague.
This is where you work, Dr. Swansea?
I am the administrator of Pembroke Hospital.
I thought you were here in service of your mysterious order, the Brotherhood of...
Of St. Paul's Stole, yes. But first and foremost, I'm a man of science. A physician, like yourself, Dr. Reed.
How do you know who I am?
No need for modesty. You are Dr. Jonathan Reed, a surgeon of some caliber and renown, if I'm not mistaken.
You are correct, sir.
I knew it. I had my suspicions. But when you took the blood sample from the corpse of poor William, I was certain. Dr. Reed. Marvelous.
Jó. Híres sebészek vagyunk.
I attended 3 of your seminars before the war. I have the utmost admiration for your research. And what a turn of fate. England's most esteemed blood specialist returns to London a vampire.
Szia, Pisti.
Word, again, from a so-called man of science.
I understand. Traditionally, the role of science is to refute myth, but when myth walks among us, the Brotherhood of St. Paul has dedicated its purpose to their study. There's so much for you to learn.
Of that, you are right.
Well, then let me be blunt. Join my staff at Pembroke Hospital. As a physician. I suspect you'll not find a better post of employment to contemplate your predicament.
This is sudden. I was returning home to see my sickly mother. But alas, that was before contracting this... affliction.
Dr. Reed, take a moment to consider. The post would be for the night shift, providing a good explanation for your absence during daylight hours. You'll be adequately reimbursed, and have a place to hide. I even had the forethought to bring some clean clothes. So, what do you say?
Persze. Én leszek a sebész a
Seems I have little
kórházban.
choice, but yours is a generous offer, so I thank you.
Brilliant! Oh, Jonathan, this is one for the book. and the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
Gondolom ez volna az első felvonásom, igen. Azt mondja, bászki. Igen. Nekem volt már egy ilyen számlám, amire azt írták, hogy bászki. Én eddig úgy érzem, hogy nem találkoztam semmi olyannal ebben a játékban, ami nagyon rossz lenne.
Worry no more, Nurse Crane, for I bring good news.
Oh, Doctor, what a night. We lost 2 more patients. Nurse Scow said she couldn't take it anymore and resigned.
Yes, well, I'll make a new rota in the morning. In the meantime, find a good bed for Mr. Hampton. Be sure to pay attention to his needs.
Of course, Doctor.
Oh, and Dorothy?
Yes, Doctor?
Dr. Reed here has just returned from the front. He served King and Country and will be joining us here at Pembroke. We're very lucky to have gained a surgeon of his talent, and one so experienced in blood transfusions.
That is good news indeed, Doctor.
Oh, yes.
Dora.
Here at Pembroke, it's not what we have, but what we haven't. It's only thanks to Nurse Crane and the staff that our ship doesn't sink. If you have any questions, just ask her.
Duly noted. Thank you.
Your assistance is required, Dr. Swansea, immediately.
Welcome aboard, Jonathan. We'll catch up after my rounds. Coming, Nurse Crane. I'm coming.
Na, hadd menjek már. Enter Pembroke Hospital.
Come on, you bastard! You can do better than that!
Clay.
Nah, it's my turn!
Rotten ore, each heart contains the seed of life. Drink at this river, dry it all.
Oh, come on, you bastard! I won't bite.
Sir, please. You've lost too much blood. Calm yourself.
You think I didn't notice? Stop your staring and get me to an hospital, you arse!
Insulting a good Samaritan. Not exactly the way to get rescued.
All right, sorry. I am in pain here. My guts are spilling out onto the street and you're yabbering on.
Yes. That's a very nasty wound you've got there. Take my word, I am a doctor. Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Name's Clay Cox. I'd appreciate you helping me to a better place, Doc.
Follow me, Mr. Cox. Let me assist you to that better place.
Okay. To drink blood from your prey, first is to mesmerize them. Huh?
Bring this fading light into the shadows. Dance with him the dance of life and death.
Na. Menjünk csak a kórházba. És hogy lehet abba hagyni a mesmerize-ot? Hagyd abba. Jaj már! Most meg kell zabálnom. De én azt mondtam, hogy elviszem a kórházba. Hétvégén is leszek reggeli streamek? Aha, már mostanában ilyenkor kelek. Aztán amikor a gyerekek nem ébrednek fel, addig mehet egy órát legalább, de lehet néha másfelet is, kettőt, nem tudom, attól függ. Itt van az Embrace. Aha. Itt nyomom a karikát, ja várjál. Engedd el.
No more. Not tonight. Not like this. I will not take another life.
Hello.
I feel giddy.
Ha valakit megeszünk, akkor csak úgy fogjuk megenni, hogy ki van maxolva az XP, amit adhat. Neked nem a kórházba kéne menned, mert éppen el akarsz vérezni? Vagy mi van?
What happened?
Hát mindegy. Ha nem, hát nem.
It is wise for the huntsman to sometimes let his prey go, but no famished hunter can run for long.
Aluminum powder. Egy kis kellemes zene. Hopp. Glassreal. Volt valami? Úgy nézett ki, mintha... Jó, itt jöttek fel. Kucs. Ja, ilyenkor nincs offhand. Aha, lehet, hogy inkább először tényleg be kéne menni a kórházba.
Scowl voices in the garden. I should investigate. If they were to find somebody.
Kukucs. Level 6-os. Csak ide. Aha. Ó. Várjál. Hogy kell parizni? Mindjárt megdöglök. Aha. Ez nem jött be. A picsába. Na, megvan az első halálunk. Ilyenkor mi történik? Jézusom, ez mennyit tört, te. Mondom, hogy ez a Bloodborne első kiadás. Ó, és még azt hittem, még ki is vagy. Nem volt zene egy kicsit. Semmilyen hangja. Tanulság. Nagyon ritkán halljunk meg, mert nagyon sokat tölt. Szóval a PC-t. Na, még egyszer. Yeah, 3 XP. Let's stick. Még egy. Oh, party. Okay. Ja. Te mit kajáltál itt?
It's locked. It's locked, all right.
Kukucs. Még már az utca. Egyre távolabb kerülünk a kórháztól. Minden feltétlen baj. Oh. Ez milyen? Tele van a kórház. Kérjük, menjen haza.
I cannot enter. It's locked.
1 óra és 5 shilling. Szia, Johnny. Ott vagyok most, itt van a hospital. Enter at your own risk. District status serious. Whitechapel Street. Hű, de jó hangokkal van ez tele. Aha, level 18. Nope. Azt hiszem nem. Azt hiszem nem akarok level 18-as szkalokkal találkozni jelenleg. Level 14-en olyan területen járta, hogy level 60 is kevés lenne, de a Skyrim az nem úgy van, hogy a te szintedhez igazítja a játékot mindig. Dorothy.
Good evening, nurse. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed, the new surgeon here at the Pembroke.
Dr. Swansea has already told us about you, sir. I'm Nurse Gwyneth Brannigan. Welcome to the Pembroke Hospital.
Did he really? It's a good thing I wasn't hoping to keep a low profile.
All members of staff have already read about your new blood transfusion technique. Dr. Swansea made sure of that.
I see. Well, I'm a little surprised, but I suppose I'll just have to deal with this unexpected notoriety.
You must know, blood transfusions are Dr. Swansea's primary subject of research. He is convinced it is the future.
How are things here?
Not good, to say the least. We're struggling against an invisible enemy, more lethal than any bullet from a gun. It's hard, Doctor.
An invisible enemy? Quite a poetic term for a disease, especially from a nurse.
Sorry, Doctor. These last few weeks have been exhausting. We could all do with a good night's sleep.
Do you think this hospital can survive the epidemic?
We are all volunteers here, and we're trying to hold fast, but how do we beat an invisible killer? Some nurses have already resigned.
I'm not familiar with all the staff yet. Perhaps you could help me.
Brilliant professionals, most of them. Dr. Swansea has a gift for recruiting talent.
Most of them? Is there a problem I should know about, nurse?
It would be inappropriate for me to speak ill of a colleague.
Is there anyone that stands out?
Well, I have never met someone as dedicated as Dr. Tippett's. He should be a standard for us all here. If only he were younger.
Why should his age be a problem?
I guess it's fair to say he's always pushing himself to the limits. He just doesn't know when to stop and get some rest. Nurse
Brannigan, if you do know something, please tell me. Anything you say will be held in confidence.
No. I may disagree with some conduct, but in the end, everybody is doing their best.
Gwyneth Brannigan. Haha.
Goodbye, nurse. Call me if you need assistance.
I'm not one to make wait, Doctor. Doctor, where have you been? I've little time to play hide-and-seek with new staff members, no matter how illustrious they may be.
I found a wounded man by the docks. He answers to the name of Clay Cox. He requires urgent medical attention.
Already making the rounds? That's the Pembroke spirit. I'll ask our porter, Milton, to bring him back immediately.
Na.
Thank you, nurse.
Így fog visszajutni.
Dr. Swansea insisted we provide you a quiet office. You'll find it on the second floor with your name on the door.
Thank you. Nurse Crane, isn't it?
Yes, Dorothy Crane. Welcome to Pembroke Hospital, Dr. Reed. Your office has been prepared.
I would like to ask a few questions first. And Mr. Hampton, the patient we brought in, how does he fare?
I gave him a sedative to help him sleep. Poor thing was in quite a state of shock.
What kind of man is Dr. Swansea?
Well, you accepted the job from him. I thought you would have known about your employer.
It's right to assume Dr. Swansea knows far more about me than I do about him.
You'll get to know him soon enough, and better than me. The administrator has better things to do than mix with us.
Apologies, I've only just met him the once. This is sudden. I've only just returned to England.
Dr. Swansea is a brilliant surgeon and the most compassionate physician.
Hát jó.
If you could point me in the direction of my room again, nurse.
Second floor of the hospital, left after the stairs. It's the last vacant office at the end of the corridor.
Thank you, Nurse Crane.
What can I do for you, Doctor?
Na, nem akarok már beszélgetni.
Thank you, Nurse Crane. Good evening, sir.
So it is true.
Te vagy a
The
tipet.
famous Dr. Reed has joined us. I can't think of any better news during these terrible times.
Do we know each other?
Actually, yes. We met once before, at the Rockefeller University in New York.
Dr. Tippett, yes, I remember. I was assisting Professor Carell in his research about coronary bypasses. He had nothing but praise for you.
He was also very confident about your future. And look at you now. Eminent surgeon and blood transfusion specialist.
What is the Pembroke Hospital situation? And please, speak freely.
This hospital is not exactly the best of London. I'm sure you are used to working in a better environment.
It's not exactly the best situation in London either. I can't have expected this hospital to be prepared for what was to come.
Don't be misled by appearances, Dr. Reed. This hospital does not lack talented people. It just lacks hope.
You're exhausting yourself, Corcoran. Maybe you should think about preserving your strength.
No. We must keep on healing all those poor souls. We are the last rampart before chaos. Once more unto the breach. Your attitude is irresponsible, Doctor. Believe me, I've seen so many medical errors caused by exhaustion during the war. You're right. This is a war, Dr. Reed, and I don't intend to surrender. You're exhausting yourself, Corcoran. Maybe you should think about preserving your strength. No. We must keep on healing all those poor souls.
Jó van, köszi, hogy benéztél. Cső. De miért nem lehet lenyomkodni? Ja, hogy nem lehet már más választani. Refuses to stop working.
Exhaustion during the war. You're right. This is a war, Dr. Reed, and I don't intend to surrender.
Nekem nem lehet más választani. Jó van.
What can you tell me about the staff in the hospital? Some are really good, and others are not so good. But during this troubled period, there is no time for slander. I prefer to focus on the positive character traits. Tell me more about cherished people, then. Nurse Brannigan is a pearl. She is the most helpful and dedicated nurse I've ever worked with. A clever and cheerful woman. You really seem to admire her skills. I'll go even further. If she was a man, she would be a damn fine practitioner. Any opinion about the management? I don't always agree with Dr. Swansea's reserve, but I must admit he does all he can to keep this facility running during this crisis. Ah, yes, the burden of command. I was fed up with this concept while serving as a medical officer. Don't get me wrong. Swansea's a good administrator. I just wish he would get out of his office now and again.
Yeah. Kaptam egy új hintet. Aha.
Goodbye, Dr. Tippett.
Nem? Ott vagy mellette? Aha.
Good evening, Nurse Brannigan.
Good evening, Doctor.
Why does Dr. Tippett claim you're the main reason he keeps working, despite his fatigue?
If it wasn't for him, I probably would have left the Pembroke years ago.
Dr. Tippett does not think of you as just a nurse anymore, does he?
If you're suggesting he's not taking my gender into consideration when it comes to medical practice and knowledge, I really hope he doesn't.
Hogy tetszik a játék? Alapvetően eddig jó. Szerintem.
Goodbye, nurse. Call me if you need.
If only I were young again. Just a dozen years or so.
Az viszont nem tetszik, hogy nem lehet lenyomkodni a szövegeket. Tehát, hogyha én elolvastam, akkor nem feltétlenül akarom még 2 órán keresztül végighallgatni, ahogy felolvassa a szöveget nekem a játék. Főleg, hogyha belekezdek egy olyan beszélgetésbe, ami már megtörtént, és végig kell várnom, míg befejeződik.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'm new here.
I've already heard about you, Dr. Reed. I'm Milton Hooks, the ambulance driver for this shithole of a hospital.
That's quite a blunt introduction, Mr. Hooks.
You can call me Milton. I like to speak my mind, Dr. Reed. Part of the job. Don't judge me, and I won't judge you.
I'm not sure I understand what you're talking about.
Well, I'm no doctor, but I'm pretty sure a gun can't be used as a surgical instrument.
You have a keen eye. I learned to shoot during the war, and have carried one ever since. Old habits die hard.
No need to explain, Dr. Reed. And if you ever need a better gun, remember, I may have something for you.
Oh. Trade. Oh, tud tradelni, király.
How is the situation around here?
You want to hear the situation is all right? It's fucking awful. We lack everything, and it's getting worse every day.
Are you really smuggling weapons through the hospital?
And why not? I've already been attacked by patients, you know. And by gang members willing to steal my money.
But you're not defending yourself. You're selling guns to civilians.
You keep people alive your own way, Doctor. I offer them another way to protect their health.
So what do you do exactly in this hospital? Apart from smuggling guns, I mean.
I've been an ambulance driver since... too long, I guess. I'll bring sick people here night and day. So...
Oh. A négyzettel mégiscsak le lehet nyomni.
Since you're on the front line, how is the sanitary?
It's a complete disaster.
Okay, visszavontam.
It's dangerous to enter some streets or buildings. Even the locals attack.
It sounds like things have been a bit rough recently.
Yesterday I got attacked by the patient I...
You left an infected patient outside the hospital?
Go there yourself if you want, but be...
Oh. Kukucs. Citizen investigation. Track. Enter backyard garden. Jó.
I'd like to see your...
Wise choice, Doc.
Fúj. Van egy poloska a szobában, és érzem, hogy büdös. Az Istenbe vagy. Fúj, de büdös geci. Ja, itt van alattam. Pillanat. Milton shotgunja. Hát ez egy kicsit keményebb, mint az enyém. Common handle part. Mennyi pénze van? 81. Hát jól van. Nem veszünk semmit szerintem. Szia, expert. Enter the backyard garden. Ja. És hol van a backyard garden? Itt. De ott voltam az előbb, nem? Ó, igen, ide nem tudtam bejönni az előbb. Na, és csak másik. Na, és csak egy másik bejárat. Becsukódik magától az ajtó. 5. Itt van pedig. Enter the backyard garden. Hát ez a hátsó kert végül is. Find lost wallet. Igen, mert itt legyilkoltam a skalokat. Aha, 2. Van egy 7-es. Nem jó, hogy van egy 7-es. Te halljál meg, jó? Mit kiabálsz? Megrágom egy kicsit, ha nem baj. De kapod! Patkányok vannak? Hát itt van a rossz vallet, az biztos. Aha, vegyük vissza Miltonnak. Magától becsukódó ajtóktól már csak az az ajtó jobb, ami mindkét irányba nyílik.
It's locked, all right.
Jól van. Vigyük vissza Miltonnak, kapjunk már egy kis XP-t. És ez mi? Ki ez?
Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed. Always a pleasure to meet a colleague, sir. Especially when he was supposedly dead.
A colleague? Are you a doctor too?
Not anymore, sir. I used to be Dr. Rakesh Chadana. Now, I'm just Mr. Chadana, pawnbroker and humble guardian of this...
What do you mean? You used to be a...
No, sir. It is just that I like to be precise. Are you afraid or uneasy being surrounded by so many corpses? Why should I? These bodies are empty vessels. An interesting point of view. Sir, as a medic during the war, I learned to face my death and the death of others. It's the pain we have to tame.
Új hint.
How did you get this after I left the army? Do you work here? Yes, very easy work, sir. All I have to do is watch a few bodies. Why do you have to? Because these poor fellows have no names. Why close the... It was for sanitary reasons after the beginning of the epidemic. Have we met before? I don't think so, sir. When we first talked, you said you were glad to meet me since I was reported dead.
Oh.
Have we... I don't... When we first... Funny story, sir. Your sister came here...
Ja, hogy ilyenkor az is...
When we first talked... Funny story, sir.
Yeah.
Your sister came here a few nights ago. You were missing, and she was looking for your body.
Rakesh is not afraid of death. Hát jó.
Please show me what you have to sell.
Neked mit van?
It's just trinkets and...
Kodein, ópium, enigmatik formula. Én ezt megveszem.
It never ceases to amaze me how you, the dead, seem peaceful and lost at the same time. It's locked, all right.
Jó. Hol van Milton? Megvettük a receptet, bármi is legyen az. Corpse Maker. Szevasz.
But in the circumstances, I'm willing to give you the benefit of the doubt.
Nem beszélgetünk most senkivel, amíg Miltonnak el nem mondtuk a tudit. Micsoda? Miről beszélsz? Nem értem, miről beszélsz. Kérlek, fejtsd ki. Ó, na várjál. Na várjál. Azért nem úgy van az.
Perhaps I should have considered the offer from that Cadogan fellow.
Azért... Nincsen még minden rendben. Nem kiabálunk el semmit. Egy fecske nem csinál nyarat, ahogy mondani szokták.
Perhaps I should...
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
I have found your wallet.
I have some good news, Milton.
What? The epidemic's over?
I retrieved your wallet, with all the money, and a certain picture.
Well, yeah, Pippa Hawkins is my girl. So what? Is it the difference of skin colour that bothers you?
Not at all, Milton.
Good. Please, take this money anyway. To remind you to keep your mouth shut. Not everybody's as broad-minded as you, Dr. Reed.
Beszart a PS4-ed? Szar így. Personal questions. Nurse Hawkins.
What's going on between you and Nurse Hawkins?
Pippa's tired. Tired of all this shit. Tired of all those corpses piling up. She's as depressed as I am.
3 hónapot volt talomba.
During the war, I witnessed a few couples, just like you, come together in difficult circumstances. It can be very damaging.
Maybe you're right. But we support each other. And that's all that matters.
You do realize you could both get fired. Hospital staff are not meant to have intimate relationships with one another.
Aztán miért?
Dr. Reed, do you know how many rules are broken in this hospital every day just to keep it running? There's nothing wrong with what we're doing.
Okay.
Goodbye, Milton.
160 XP az rengeteg.
It's safer here than anywhere else in the East End.
Na hát, javítsák meg a PS-edet, aztán toljad te is. Szép. Az Odyssey-vel nem játszottam még, csak az Origins-szel. Nurse Hawkins.
Dr. Swansea is right. This place seems perfect to conduct my research.
Lehet, hogy nem javítható. Hát minden lehet. Te vagy a Dorothy Crane, igaz?
What can I do for you, Doctor?
Leginkább semmit. De én láttam itt másokat is. Te ki vagy?
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. May I help?
I don't know if a third opinion is needed. Your colleagues are already arguing about my condition.
I see. Would you mind telling me?
I'm Harvey Fiddick. All I want is to get me bloody arm...
Tell me about it.
I'm just a regular guy waiting to get his arm fixed, so I can return to work and to my family. I'm a carpenter, and a good one too. But that means I need both arms to feed my family, Dr. Reed.
Hát nekem meg majd lesz PS-öd, hogyha lesz az országban annyi, hogy én is tudjuk venni.
They both want the best for me, but there's a lot of pride there. Doctors are no different from carpenters, it seems.
What do you mean?
I often had professional arguments with rivals on a building site. Difference is I disagreed about wooden nails, not flesh and bones.
Are you satisfied with your treatment here?
Well, it's clear that I've chosen a bad time to be injured. Forgive my bluntness, but you seem overwhelmed by cases of the flu.
I won't lie to you about it.
Are you sure you don't want to operate yourself, Dr. Reed? I have the feeling you're very capable. And your colleagues seem to think so too.
In other circumstances, you would be right. But for now, I don't think I can take on the responsibility. My apologies. Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick.
As for me,
Nem te.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed. Can I help at all?
No.
Really? Why are you here then?
I don't want to talk,
I suppose that this pain is the reason you...
Yes.
Could you at least tell me your name, sir?
Mortimer.
How painful is your...
So painful I'd rather not talk.
I'm sure you realize a doctor and his patient have to communicate, sir. Would it help if I gave you some...
Not really.
I see. Then maybe it's not just your throat that hurts, Mr. Goswick. Perhaps your sore throat is just the consequence of something more hurtful.
Yes, maybe. But I don't...
Tell me about it.
I don't want to...
I have to go now, sir.
Jó. Te ki vagy?
Good evening, madam. Can I help you?
It's my son who needs you, sir.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
I'm Beatrice Goswick, mother of Mortimer Goswick. Could you check on him, please, Dr. Reed? I've heard much of your talents as a physician.
Use az apám now. Minden fasza. Hackerkedem. Personal questions.
What can you tell me about yourself?
Not much to say. Just take care of my Mortimer and I'll cover all the...
Are you really that rich? Most of the patients here are of a more humble or...
Yes, thanks to my husband. May he rest in peace. I can cover any needed medical expenses.
Okay.
May I ask if you have an occupation, Mrs. Goswick?
I'm a teacher by profession. I teach young women who are more ambitious about their futures.
What do you think of your reception here?
I have had the uttermost reservations about this hospital.
Is there something in particular that's bothering you?
Some of the staff were not especially welcoming. I suspect they're not accustomed to dealing with patients of such social standing.
Jól van. Jó. Most már legalább össze tudom párosítani a useredet.
Tell me more about your arrival at the Pembroke
Hospital.
What gave you such a bad first impression?
The ambulance driver was quite rude, for a start.
What do you mean?
She managed to secure a bed for my son despite the epidemic. It was a relief, but it wasn't cheap.
Pippa Hawkins.
She charged you?
Yes, and I paid without question.
Az igen.
I share your concern, Mr.
I don't expect compensation, Dr. Reed. But I'm aware such behavior would not be tolerated in other hospitals.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
Már két dolgot is meg kell beszélnem ezzel a Pippa leánnyal. Te ki vagy?
Good evening, Doctor. I believe we're going to be working together.
Dr. Reed. Dr. Swansea informed us of your arrival, but I could not dare to believe we'd have such good fortune. Such an honor, sir.
Thank you. And you are?
I am Thoreau Strickland, Dr. Thoreau Strickland. I'm a great admirer of your work, Dr. Reed.
Viszont az utóbbi hónapban fogytam 10 kilót, szóval ez ilyen változó dolog. Thoreau Strickland.
Please, could you tell me? I'm a great admirer of your work concerning blood
What made you choose to be a doctor?
I'm not ashamed to admit you and your work have inspired...
It's always a pleasure to share scientific and medical knowledge with someone eager to learn. I'll be glad to help you.
Várjam, az azt mondja, hogy főzzál. Én főzzök.
May be the century's most terrible disaster, but I'm convinced that we, as doctors, are the only ones able to defeat it.
Legalábbis tegnap én főztem. Meg néhány napja.
I based my
engem kell bántani, igen.
I'd rather not talk about it. For now, it's just theories and first approach. My process is purely experimental and unsuccessful.
As long as you're cautious and methodical, you may remain empty-handed, but you won't fail.
You're not the first one to warn me, but I am convinced knowledge is the main weapon against the
Azt, hogy rendelek pizzát, még nem főztem. De nem pizzát. Csináltam édes savanyúmártásos pulykahúst, mazsolás rizssel. Meg ezt csináltam tegnap. Annyit csináltam, hogy mára is elég legyen, meg néhány napja karbonára spagettit. Fincsi, szeretem. Olyan nagyon sok minden nem tudok főzni, de van néhány dolog, azt jól.
What can you tell me about the Pembroke?
Well, it has always been an honor to work with Dr. Swansea. But with your arrival, I can't think of a better opportunity to learn about blood transfusion.
Kikiszi ezt a főzőstreamet akartok? Vicces lesz biztos.
You seem quite optimistic. It's a rare and precious asset.
Amúgy leszarom, hogy elhizzitek-e. Az a lényeg, hogy én finomat eszek. Valami olyat akarok enni, megcsinálom magamnak.
Questions remain about our capacity to resolve the situation.
True. Last summer, during the first wave of the epidemic, I used to joke with Milton about the extra work. We're not...
Do you need help with...
Well, yes, maybe.
Do you want me to play the errand?
Oh no, Dr. Reed. But if you went personally to his shop, what with your reputation and all, he wouldn't dare to...
I see. Well, give me the address. I may pass by if I have time.
Király, mellék küldik XP-ért. Ez mindig jó.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
Na, hol van az a pippa? Óvatosan, elessél. Jó. Na, akkor én ezt mindjárt abba hagyom. Majd szépen lekorlátozok, hogy te mivel játszol, meg mivel nem. Töltött káposzta? Az is jó. Ha jól csinálják.
Good evening, sir.
Hogy néz ki ez?
Unless you're here to fix my face. No.
I'm Dr. Reed. I've recently taken the position of head surgeon here. War injuries, am I right?
You guessed right, Doctor. German shell.
How is your stay with...
Oh, it's bliss. I just escaped death in the trenches to be surrounded again by the moan.
Can I ask you precisely?
It's the pain, sir. The drugs don't work. It just hurts under the scars. If you...
Can I do anything for your pain?
Nurses gave me a bunch of pills.
Én nem akarok mindenkit kinyírni.
No effect. Told you.
Bár a fele tudja,
It's like the flames are under my skin, burning away.
Who is treating you?
Nobody since the old and tired doctor spoke to me. Started to think I was forgotten about.
You don't seem worried.
My face hurts so much more when I smile or cry. I've learned it's easier not to speak. But
yeah.
Where were you stationed?
I really don't want to...
No offense. I was pushing too much.
You were an officer, weren't you? Then I doubt we fought the same war, sir. No.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Elwood.
Yeah. Azt mondják, mit csinál? Most? Vagy mire gondolsz?
The pain. It's here again.
Hello, Hamilton.
Good evening, Mr. Hampton.
Dr. Reed, is it?
What do you mean?
I was not myself in the factory. Fear and exhaustion made me say awful things to you, I'm afraid.
Nem tudom, gyerekezik. Mindjárt abba hagyom a streamet, úgyis aztán reggelizünk meg ilyenek.
But who wouldn't be after enduring an abduction?
Thank you, Doctor. That's a relief. Now all I need to do is rest and return to my flock.
How did you end up?
I had received alarming news about his recent death.
Why did he abduct you?
William was an alcoholic.
Why did he
Nem igaz,
abduct
hogy
you?
egészet
William was an
lenyomja.
alcoholic. His addiction suddenly changed to blood.
Akkor már írnál ki a képernyőre az egész.
Just like a patient I met here.
You dared to enter this awful place alone. You're a hero, Mr. Hampton.
I'm just a man trying to help his friends.
Én akkor streamelek, amikor gyerekek alszanak, meg mindenki más is alszik, vagy éppen olyasmit csinálnak, hogy amit egyedül szeretnének. Már rá pöp közben általában inkább más csinálok. Hasznossá is teszem magam.
Do you know Tom Watts? The bartender from the Turtle. I met him before I found you in the canning factory.
Tom? Yes, of course. Always the helping hand, good old Tom. Without men like him, corruption and despair would have wiped out the East.
People are still in...
How could it be otherwise? The authorities have left us all to rot in this contagious nightmare. No drugs, no advice.
Who should I avoid in this part of town, then? Any particularly evil fit?
Not really. Most men and women are just doing their best. And it's not my habit to speak ill.
Szóval én mostanában úgy csinálom a streamet, hogyha tényleg semmi más dolgom nincs. Tehát, hogyha rendet raktam, meg minden, amit nekem dolgom van, hogy el kell intéznem, ha ezek mind megvannak, és még alszanak is a kölkök, akkor nekiállok.
Who leads the gang now?
Since Clay Cox went missing, it's his wife Edwina.
Has the gang been?
I don't know. I've had this nickname for so long, you know, the sad saint of the East End. No one dares to
Köszi a követést amúgy.
Not even criminal.
Na te! Halkabban.
Jó, de pisilnem kell.
Hát akkor menjél pisilni. Ja, megyek. De mit csinál? Bejön és ennyit. Most így... Igen. Igen, ez pontosan jól leírtad, hogy mi a helyzet. Mosni csak egy-két dolgot tudok. A feketét már tudom, hogy hogyan kell kimosni. Színeset még nem mostam. Vasalni nem tudok. Azt nem én csinálom. A teregetést megcsinálnám, de nem engedik meg, mert azt mondják, hogy szarul csinálom, és hülyén fog kinézni a ruha. Minden más, amit írtál, azt én csinálom.
What do you do for a living, Mr. Hampton? I can't help but notice the cross around your neck.
I manage a night asylum for the poor and homeless of the docks.
Are you a priest, Mr.
Not at all, Doctor.
Why didn't you use your cross against William Bishop?
That's a very strange question, Doctor. A cross is no magical token, if that's what you were trying to say.
Hogy nem mindegy, hogy milyen keresztről van szó, értem.
Mr. Hampton? Medically.
I feel exhausted.
You're in good hands here. Dr. Swansea is well versed in blood transfusion, and I'm sure he'll take...
Thank you, sir. I believe all I need is rest, and then I can go back to the people who need me.
Have you made...
Not really, but I recognize Miss Harriet Jones. I knew her when she lived by the docks.
You never came to see her here at Pembroke? Receiving visits when sick can be an important part of the healing process, you know.
You're preaching to the converted now, Doctor.
Jó.
Goodbye, Mr. Hampton.
Jó, ezt is megbeszéltük. Itt most elvileg mentett egyet a játék, úgyhogy majd Pippával beszélgetni kell. Na, én ezt most akkor itt abba hagyom.
Oké. Jó, de azért én szeretnék velé.
Te csituljál el most. Majd este felé ezt folytatjuk. Az, hogy milyen hosszú lesz az esti stream, az majd kiderül. Szerintem ilyen egy órát kb. Aztán utána majd attól függ, hogy mik az esti tervek, ha már minden gyerek elaludt. Mert ha mozizunk egyet, vagy valami az asszonnyal, akkor abba hagyom, ha nem, mert ő elmegy aludni, akkor majd hosszabb lesz, majd kiderül. Na mindegy. A lényeg az, hogy ez most itt csukom lefele. Köszönöm, hogy itt voltatok ilyen korán reggel, és most már húzzatok innen a vérbe. Na, sziasztok!